Hello and welcome to Camp Xbox, where we talk about all things Xbox from the original to the Series X, and today we're delving into the monumental world of Elder Scrolls III: Morrowind, an open-world action RPG published and developed by the renowned Bethesda. Originally released on PC on June 1st, 2002, Morrowind swiftly made its way to the original Xbox on June 6th of the same year. Morrowind stands as the third numbered entry in the immensely popular Elder Scrolls franchise, a series of role-playing games all set within the captivating world of Tamriel. While the previous mainline entries encompassed the vast Tamriel, this installment took a different approach, honing in on one specific region and infusing it with meticulous detail. The chosen region in this case was none other than the great island of Morrowind. In the vast and malleable island of Morrowind, you're given the freedom of choice to choose your path and play the way that you want. As soon as you set foot on the land, the world of Morrowind and its bustling cities open up before you, presenting an overwhelming array of experiences to explore. For someone like me who never truly experienced this game before, it felt both enticing and daunting. With prior experiences in titles like Oblivion and Skyrim, Morrowind has always held a certain allure. It's a game often praised as the best in the Elder Scrolls franchise, while also being labeled as a dated relic from people going back to it. In this review, I won't shy away from acknowledging that it might feel dated compared to most modern RPGs. However, I firmly believe that that's exactly why this vintage game has such charm to it, and it endears to many players to this day. In Morrowind, you have the freedom to shape your character's identity. Whether you prefer to be an elf, a human, or a more exotic race like the Argonians, which are lizard people, the character creation system allows you to choose specific skills that will influence your character's growth and progression. From combat-oriented skills to alchemy, magic, and everything in between, the game empowers you to craft a unique character tailored to your playstyle. I've always admired the Elder Scrolls' leveling system, where the more you utilize a skill, the more proficient you become in it. However, the combat in Morrowind might take you by surprise. Unlike later titles, a swing of your weapon does not guarantee a hit, even if it looks like it. It's more akin to a tabletop RPG in this regard. Your success in combat depends on your skill points, and if you're using a weapon you are or are not proficient in, you'll find yourself whiffing and missing your targets at the beginning. And this might be a significant hurdle, but trust me, it becomes a gratifying experience as you level up and hone your skills. It becomes a lot easier. Mastery requires practice, and that's one of the true joys of this role-playing game. Apart from the combat, the gameplay encompasses a wealth of RPG nuances. Managing your inventory can be a challenge, with a multitude of items to collect and various tools at your disposal for crafting. Lockpicks, for example, are not just single-use items and can be carefully maneuvered multiple times until you pick a lock just right. The game boasts on an overwhelming number of quests as well, each offering multiple paths to explore and decisions to make. Morrowind truly opens up to you in every possible way, and once you grasp its combat mechanics, it rewards you with a satisfying and immersive experience. While it may be perceived as dated by some, I admire how it wholeheartedly embraces the idea of playing a role, allowing you to be the master of your own destiny in this vast world. One of the most distinctive features of Morrowind lies in its approach to dialogue. Unlike more recent titles in the series, Morrowind is not fully voiced, and conversations with NPCs are conducted through text boxes, offering a wealth of information and lore to absorb. Admittedly, I found this to be a significant initial hurdle, as the sheer volume of dialogue can be daunting and might cause your eyes to glaze over a little. However, I soon realized the brilliance of this design choice. The absence of voice work allows for an abundance of rich, detailed dialogue that delves deep into the game's lore. The lore explored within these text boxes is as deep as it is fascinating to read about. Without divulging too much about the story itself, Morrowind introduces you to a captivating world waiting to be discovered. Your character begins as a prisoner transported to Morrowind, where you eventually join the Blades, an assassin's group dedicated to protecting the Emperor. But as the plot unfolds, you uncover the possibility that you might be the prophesized reincarnation of a god, tasked with stopping Dagoth-Ur, the leader of a long-lost cult. Your journey takes you to every corner of Morrowind, not only unraveling the main narrative, but also encountering numerous other captivating side stories. One of Morrowind's remarkable aspects is its lack of a sense of story urgency, which, in my opinion, greatly enhances the gameplay experience. If you're like me and you played Skyrim again and you didn't fight the dragons because you didn't want to keep the main story getting in the way, you wanted to explore everything, this game opens up pretty heavily like that. You're free to build your own plot, and if you desire, you can diverge from the main quest to join various guilds and undertake hired missions. The world is open and the possibilities are vast, waiting for you to shape your own adventure. Navigating the cities in Morrowind can be the most challenging part of the experience, though. The layout of these cities is not really intuitive, with sprawling structures and stores seemingly everywhere, making it challenging to find your way. However, this design choice attempts to mimic a more realistic city layout, in my opinion, which I find endearing. Despite the initial difficulty, the absence of directional markers or quest arrows adds to this game's hardcore RPG roots, urging you to explore and approach quests with a true adventurer's spirit. While it can be confusing at times, it fosters a rewarding sense of immersion. Furthermore, there is no traditional quest log, which I must admit is a bit painful. Instead, you have a journal that quickly can become a jumbled mess of pages, making it challenging to find specific quests you started earlier. However, this absence of a quest log introduces a unique analog element to the gameplay, which is note-taking, keeping track of your quests and discovering through handwritten notes, which is exactly what I did, and I had the game guide as well. And it kind of adds a sense of realism to the experience. I won't say that this quest log issue isn't fixed by that, but I do think it adds a fun element to it. Additionally, Morrowind's travel system is quite different from later entries in the series. You won't find an instant travel feature, but instead you must utilize a complex network involving boats, beasts, and teleportation, resembling a subway map of sorts. Although it's an intriguing mechanic, I found myself relying heavily on my Morrowind official guide, which provided a convenient map of the fast travel network. Morrowind's world and lore stands out as an unparalleled tapestry of rich storytelling and lore exploration. While it may present some initial challenges, its depth and freedom are what make it an unforgettable RPG experience. The sound design in Morrowind is undeniably immersive, with meticulous attention given to even the smallest noises. The game features a plethora of distinct sounds that add layers of realism to the world. I appreciate the subtlety of my light footsteps echoing as I navigate through bustling cities, which further draws me into the game's enchanting atmosphere. Creature sounds are equally remarkable, allowing you to identify their presence as you pass by. When you step into a city, the winds carry the sounds of dust storms that truly make you feel the impact of the environment. The music, skillfully composed by Jeremy Soule, who also worked on Oblivion and Skyrim's music, enhances the experience even further. The theme music and orchestral pieces are excellent, conveying a sense of boldness and adventure. Moving on to its graphics, while Morrowind has undoubtedly aged over the years, considering its scope and the time it was released in, it still maintains a solid visual presentation. Admittedly, some animations appear stiff and awkward, and character models, they don't really hold up well. However, the richness of the environments compensates for these shortcomings. Each region of Morrowind is intricately detailed, creating distinct landscapes that feel unique from one another. Even the cities boast their own unique architecture and art styles, providing a fresh and immersive experience during exploration. The vibrant plant life and intricately carved roads further add to the sense of depth and life in the world. One minor drawback lies in the draw distance, and I think this might just be an Xbox thing. The heavy fog can obscure faraway vistas, limiting the view to a certain extent. And I do want to note that this is all through the guise of the original Xbox. This is how I experienced this game this time when I played it, and I still thought it was excellent even on Xbox. But I will say, just looking at gameplay, the PC version differs significantly. On PC, Morrowind enjoys an enthusiastic and extensive modding community. It offers game-enhancing mods, and it breathes new life into this game for new experiences. If you seek a modernized, polished rendition of this game, the PC version looks amazing and undoubtedly the way to go. On the other hand, the Xbox version provides maybe a raw vanilla experience, and I think that holds a certain charm, and I still think players will appreciate it to this day. That being said, maybe the controls on PC are going to be a lot easier to get into rather than going through the menu with buttons. So definitely check out the PC one. I know I'm going to because I loved the lore building here. Morrowind's lore and world building continues to be regarded as a top-notch experience by countless fans, making it a title well worth exploring, especially when considering the thriving modding community on PC. While I must admit that the premier way to experience it is on PC, the Xbox version offers a wholly unique RPG experience that remains immersive and dense, surpassing many other titles in the genre on the console. Despite its peculiar journal system and some graphical imperfections, Morrowind's unwavering commitment to world building sets it apart as an endearing classic. Its captivating story building coupled with a malleable world provides an experience akin to a tabletop adventure. If you possess the Xbox copy or you're intrigued by the game, I encourage you to stick with it. You'll undoubtedly discover something rewarding and unforgettable within its vast world. And just as a side note, this game is available on Xbox Game Pass and is backwards compatible with the Series X. And on my original Xbox ranking list, Morrowind confidently secures the number 8 spot. Although Max Payne boasts a wholly unique gaming experience and gaming history, I find myself more drawn to revisit Morrowind over titles like Dead or Alive 3. And I think that wraps it up for today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Also, be sure to comment below if you have any experiences with Morrowind, bad or good. I'd love to hear from them. Also, if you play on PC, let me know of any great mods that you might be using, because I might be checking out the PC version soon. But I'll see you here next time at Camp Xbox.